Like it or not, professional wrestling's a business where aesthetics are very, very important. And while you might be a superior worker, if you look like a badly made bed, the odds are that WWE are not gonna put you on their global TV shows. Hell, even some wrestlers who do make it to WWE might look decent enough, but at some point they make alterations to their costume and bodies to take them to another level entirely. I'm Sam Driver from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 best WWE image changes. Join us. Number 10, Rhea Ripley. I'm pretty sure we've all gone through a lamentable goth phase at some point in our lives. And while raiding Hot Topic and stealing your mam's eyeliner might have been a bad choice for all of us, Rhea Ripley's decision to embrace the darkness has worked gangbusters for her. When Rhea first showed up in WWE, it was as an entrant in the 2017 Mae Young Classic tournament. She looked very different indeed back then, sporting blonde hair and shiny red ring gear. When Ripley entered the 2018 Mae Young Classic, she sported a different look, having cut her blonde hair shorter and swapped the shiny red for all black. This was the first step in a dramatic transformation for the Aussie, who felt compelled to make the change after suffering from a crisis of confidence. Inspired by some of her favorite bands, such as Papa Roach, Rhea's gone all in with the gothic-looking hair, makeup, jewelry, and ring gear in the years since. Doing so has helped to distinguish her from the rest of the roster and has been a major contributing factor to her exploding popularity. I mean, just look at her! Wouldn't you happily pay to have her repeatedly kick you in the bollocks? I mean, what? Number 9, The Miz. There were a lot of reasons to dislike Mike Mizanin when he meandered onto the scene in 2006. His stupid face, his annoying voice, the fact he came to WWE via the real world and then Tough Enough, and his stupid face. And yet The Miz somehow managed to make himself even more insufferable by choosing to wear some of the worst gear imaginable. Jean shorts with a crap design on them? Check. Long socks, knee and elbow pads? Check. Fingerless gloves? Check. Chick magnet t-shirt? Check. Fedora? Check. Honestly, the whole thing was an absolute disaster, and it made it hard to take The Miz, who was already fighting an uphill battle, seriously at all. And I didn't even mention the faux hawk. Miz persisted with this rotten ensemble until well into 2009, when, mercifully, he got serious and switched to a more traditional color-coordinated trunks and kick pad covers combo. This change, coupled with an obvious improvement in his physique, made him look, dare I say it, like a professional wrestler. It's no coincidence that The Miz experienced a major push not too long after changing up his image, which culminated with him winning the WWE title. Number 8, Bret Hart. In the 1980s, a WWE star's look was certainly considered of primary importance, but it's fair to say that the actual ring gear they wore was on the basic side. With his more reserved demeanor and normal-looking appearance, Bret Hart didn't really do himself any favors by wearing some of the most generic creator-wrestler tights imaginable. Prior to becoming the Pink and Black Attack, the Hitman and his Hart Foundation tag partner Jim the Anvil Neidhart typically wore basic black tights and vests with a simple stripe, either red, white, blue, or yellow running down the side. Occasionally, they'd go wild and don a pair of red or blue tights with a black stripe down the side, but they really hit on a winner when they adopted pink, a color that wasn't exactly popular in the macho world of sports entertainment. Adding actual hearts and other bits of flair helped them stand out further, while Bret as a solo star topped things off by adding leather jackets and those awesome wraparound shades he'd give to lucky fans that I'm totally not jealous of and definitely wouldn't kill to get my hands on a pair. Number 7, Christian. After breaking up from tag partner and kayfabe brother Edge, Christian didn't do a whole lot to change up his act. He wrestled the same style and kept the same gear, which was a pair of usually shiny tights and a mesh vest. His first attempt at changing things up in late 2002 was a total and utter horror show. He replaced the mesh vest with spandex, but must have purposefully chosen some of the worst color combinations he could think of in order to be as obnoxious as possible. Red and purple, maroon and yellow, green and yellow. Despicable. Just despicable. Someone must have had a word, probably along the lines of, "You look like a walking nightmare, mate," because Captain Charisma not only cut off his long locks, but ditched the vest and settled on pairs of tights, which came in various color combinations and had a new logo emblazoned on them. The man's entrance gear was daft, yeah, but Christian's overall look was much improved, and it coincided with his rise up the card. Number 6, Triple H. When Triple H, that's Hunter Hearst Helmsley, lest we forget, debuted on WWE TV in 1995, he was playing a Greenwich snob character that wasn't too far removed from Jean-Paul Levesque. It was a mid-card role, and Helmsley certainly had a mid-card look, wearing plain tights and boots with a shirt or jacket or both for his entrance. When Hunter became a member of D-Generation X, he gradually changed his look to reflect his newfound attitude, and after taking over the DX reins from Shawn Michaels and transforming into the game, Triple H began acting and looking like a legit main eventer. He also looked a lot like ECW's franchise Shane Douglas at times, but let's not get into that. This new and improved look helped WWE fans accept the Cerebral Assassin as a headliner, not that the 20 to 30 pounds of added muscle didn't. We'll just gloss over that period in 2003 when he thought he was Ric Flair and started wearing red, blue, and purple trunks, mind. Number 5, the Usos. High-flying babyface twin brother tag team the Usos had a look that suggested, that's right, they're straight out of FCW when they debuted on WWE TV in 2010. It was standard tights with a mix and match long and short combo until they both went short, and boots for Rikishi's kids. Not really much else to differentiate them from countless cookie-cutter developmental prospects who got called up during that era. They changed things up over time, swapping spandex for pleather shorts and wearing colourful face paint in tribute to their late uncle Umaga. It was alright, and it certainly appealed to WWE's younger audience, and I'm sure helped sell a bunch of toys, but something was missing. When the Usos turned heel in 2016, they took it as an opportunity to revamp their image, chucking out the shiny shorts and getting down to business in sweats and sneakers. With 2 other wrestlers, this probably would have just looked a bit sloppy, but it suited Jimmy and Jay well, and it made them instantly feel so much more fresh. To be honest, they should have dressed like that from day one-ish. Number 4, Rey Mysterio. WCW, well, specifically Eric Bischoff, had a real hard-on for unmasking Rey Mysterio, who got out of it at Halloween Havoc in 1997, only to lose it in a match at Super Brawl 99. During his resultant Filthy Animals phase, Rey wrestled without the mask, completely changing his look to incorporate all manner of ghastly outfits such as overalls, boiler suits, and stick-on devil horns. What were they all about? When WWE signed Mysterio in 2002, the luchador was under the impression that he'd be coming in without the mask. On the contrary, they wanted him to put the mask back on, no doubt sensing that should Rey get really over, selling replicas would be a cash cow for the company. And it proved to be a wise decision, as fans wanted to see Mysterio in his trademark garb, and not looking like some 12-year-old kid using fashion to rebel against his parents. Rey made some further tweaks to his new attire, switching out the tights he used to wear for baggy pants. The WWE Hall of Famer has been one of the most popular wrestlers on the planet since making his WWE debut, something that likely wouldn't have been the case had he not masked back up. Number 3, Dominik Mysterio. Rey Mysterio may have been a deadbeat dad, but his son Dominik at least learned a thing or two from him, besides how to do a 619. WWE fans have watched Dirty Dom grow up in front of their very eyes, as he went from the wide-eyed, cherub-faced kid caught up in a custody battle to being one of the best heels in the business. When the younger Mysterio first started wrestling, he was, for lack of a better word, a little bit bland in both his appearance and character. After justifiably turning on his old man at Clash at the Castle 2022, however, Dominik soon transformed into the slimy piece of trash that would make him a major star. As well as growing in confidence inside the ring, Mysterio began to make changes to his appearance, switching up his ring gear to match the colors of new stable The Judgment Day, as well as growing a sensational mustache and a mullet that his true biological father, Eddie Guerrero, would be very proud of. Dom has evolved leaps and bounds as a performer, yes, but it would be all for naught if he didn't evolve the look too. Number 2, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett had the in-ring skills. Jeff Jarrett wasn't a bad promo. Jeff Jarrett had grown up in and had a great understanding of the wrestling business. But unfortunately for Jeff Jarrett looked like a prized prat. That was probably the idea, of course, but Double J's new generation ring gear and assorted accessories made the would-be country singer come across like a total mid-carder. The colors and patterns on his long tights and whatever the hell that thing half covering his torso was were a sight for sore eyes. And the plain version he wore when he returned to the company following a short stint in WCW was only marginally better. But after an enforced haircut following a loss to X-Pac, the Chosen One opted to ditch the elaborate lycra in favor of more palatable short tights. He grew a goatee too and started rocking a pair of shades indoors, so you knew he was an absolute prick. Ain't it great? This new look, which he's kept pretty much ever since, was a lot more modern and helped elevate Jeff to a new level prior to him jumping to WCW. And number 1, Steve Austin. When Steve Austin signed with WWE in late 1995, he was saddled with the go-nowhere gimmick of the Ringmaster. The so-called Master of the Ring was an underdeveloped dud that wasn't helped by the ring gear Austin was asked to wear. As he was accompanied by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, the former WCW standout was given emerald green trunks, to reflect the color of money, and white boots. Austin himself knew the gimmick wasn't gonna help him any, and wasn't exactly thrilled with the outfit he was given. His complaints soon forcing through a much-needed change. He ditched the green and white out for black and black, grew a goatee out, and added a leather vest when making his entrance. It all seemed so simple, but my God, did it make the world of difference. Austin suddenly looked like a badass rather than a stupid piece of trash. Sporting an iconic look that, with very few minor adjustments here and there, he kept for the remainder of his exemplary in-ring career. And if you would like to experience a positive image change, then by all means go to cultaholicshop.com and buy some of our stylish tat. Please go there right now, cultaholicshop.com. Go on, there's t-shirts and everything.